Estás en el estudio con Dre, Big H y Triple C.
Hey, yo.
Silverback Chronicles todos los lunes en todas plataformas.
Yo, my peoples, what's up? It's your boys, we back, Silverback Chronicles podcast. It's your boy, Big H. I got my brother, Dre. Nigga, you gonna say something?
Hi.
Hey.
That's how you start off the show.
Right?
That's how we do it.
Word.
Hello, people.
People, we back. It's episode 112. Another week, we here. Don't forget the website, www.silverbackchronicles.com. Get to 20% off. All caps, Silverback Podcast. All caps, Silverback Podcast. Get to 20% off. Dre, what else?
Peace and love.
Peace and love. That's the go-to.
Nah, shout out to Charlie Schultz. If you need a workers' comp, he's the guy to call. Shout out to everybody grinding, regardless of your profession. If you wake up in the morning and you work at fucking McDonald's, shout out to you.
Yeah, make sure the fries is not too hot. You know
what I'm saying? Yeah, and put a little extra salt on mine.
You know what I'm saying? Put a little
Wash
salt
it
on my
down with
shit.
some water.
Word.
Cause ain't nothing like them McDonald's fries, you heard?
You know what I mean?
I wish they put some adobo on these fries.
It would jazz it up a bit.
You know
It'll
what I'm
take it
saying?
from this level here to that
Throw a
level
little
there.
Latin culture on that
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? That's it.
But anyway,
Yeah. All my first responders, everybody serving. Be safe. We love you. We appreciate you. Hey, yo, tell a friend and tell a friend. The boys is here, you heard? But let's get into it. We got a special guest tonight. Another phenomenal woman.
doing the job,
Who bleeds the blue line.
doing the job.
She hails from Virginia.
Couple butterflies, behind you know?
Phenomenal butterfly in the thigh. Holla.
You
You
heard?
know what I'm saying? But
I ain't see it.
don't get it twisted.
I heard about it. I didn't see it. You know?
But with no further ado, our sister, my girl Kenna, what's up, baby?
What's up?
What's going on?
Just chilling.
Everything good?
Yeah, always.
Thanks for
I'm
coming
talking
through.
about. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Means everything.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Pleasure's all ours. So where you from? Born and raised?
Buckeye State.
Oh shit.
Ohio.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
we going?
dead ass.
Okay. Is that your favorite college football team?
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. I do rep. I got my loyalty to Ohio, but I'm a UNC fan.
Get out of here.
What?
How does that work?
I go and buy the hoodies and got a jersey and wear that bad boy.
Do your people back home know this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never switched up. That's like been my school.
We don't switch sides.
No,
right?
no, no,
We don't
no.
switch sides.
I'm with you.
I love it.
Wow. So Ohio. Wow. What was that life like? I've never been in Ohio like that.
There ain't much there.
I heard it
There
gets,
ain't
I heard
much
it
there.
gets
That's
busy
why
out
I'm
there.
here. That's why I'm
Okay,
here.
gotcha.
There ain't much there.
Ain't too much going on out there?
No.
Damn. Okay, so you lived in Ohio up until what age?
22?
22?
What year was that?
It would have been right when I finished college because I was still in Ohio for
In college?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
Tiffin,
Tiffin.
which is in Tiffin, Ohio. So it's one of those things, if you don't know the school, you're not going to know the area. It's really small.
Okay, what'd you go to school for?
Criminal justice, and I did law enforcement and then forensic psychology.
Nice.
Did you play any sports?
Soccer.
I was gonna
say, you can see
I was gonna say
Absolutely.
either soccer or softball.
soccer all day.
Soccer. All
Got
day?
the legs for it.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
I would never want to get kicked by you.
No.
Right.
No.
You don't want to be kicked in the ass at all.
No.
No thanks.
Do you do MMA or anything like that?
No, I did kickboxing when I was at home for a
that's
little
what I'm saying.
bit.
I would never want to get
Oh,
kicked
what?
by you.
No.
You nice with the hands?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to catch them, why not?
Oh, shit. That's what I'm talking about. So, did you like to do anything else than kickboxing? How was that experience for you?
I enjoyed it. It was good exercise, kept you in shape, nothing too crazy. My friend's dad owned the gym, and he was like a well-known kickboxer, so he like led all the classes and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Isn't it like humbling or peaceful? Like you go to this place where you train, and it's like you get your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like you come out of there like more humble, more
Yeah.
like more peaceful. You know?
Yeah, that's if you lose. You gotta humble
Even if
yourself
you
real
win,
quick.
too.
Right.
Like, yeah, but I mean, yeah.
When you win, you can still be humble, but you're kind of on that like cloud 9 feeling.
Yeah. So I guess you won a lot.
I don't know. You might have to find out.
Well, you still got your gig?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh shit. I smell a challenge.
Bloopers getting knocked out.
Huh?
What?
What's your favorite punch, or what's your favorite go-to when you're doing when you're kickboxing? Are you a natural kickboxer, or do you like you like to throw the hands, or do you do more kicks?
Natural
What are you
athlete. I don't mind throwing a kick. Well, just because in soccer everything's the same, so like technique is all there. I don't know. I like a nice little right hook. I think that finishes it. That's just start and finish. Yeah.
It's a pretty
2
punch.
hits.
Are you a southpaw or are you
and then
conventional?
hitting the ground. What's up?
Are you southpaw or conventional?
Southpaw probably.
Probably, so you don't know what I'm talking
I don't
about.
know. Sure.
Are you right
Nah,
hand or
she's
left
saying,
hand
like,
dominant?
I ain't gonna
No,
give it to you.
right hand.
Are you right hand? So
Yeah,
you're
but
conventional.
they always train both,
Bro,
so you
she's
can be
smart.
able to, yeah.
She's not giving you.
You're gonna let her talk, bro?
No, but what I'm saying is that
No, I
He's
understand
got
you,
my
but I
back
want
right
her to talk.
she's not giving
He out here
you.
defending
you
my
know?
honor.
I see you game. She's game. That's it.
That's dope. So what led to out here?
I did an internship at the U.S. Marshals. Then I was like talking to one of my friends, and she had a business card for a police department. I was like, "Hey, can I get that just to talk and see what they were about?" And I was talking to the recruiter, and he was like, "You should apply." So I was like, "Okay." So my senior year of college, I was applying, and then just started the process. And basically, not too long after I graduated, I ended up getting the job and moving to Virginia.
Nice.
Dope.
How long you been? So you're an officer?
Yes.
How long you been an officer for now?
Now it's probably a year.
A year.
Yeah. With all the academy and all that, post, pre-FTO, solo. So probably a year.
I mean, what department is it?
Arlington.
It's a big department?
No, small. Arlington County. So it's just a small. The county is not very big at all.
Gotcha.
Which is nice, though, too, because then you can kind of get close-knit with the people in your department as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that.
What do you guys got? 20-year retirements? Or is it 25? Everybody's going to 25.
I think it's 25.
Okay.
I think it's 25.
Nice. So this first year in the street, how the streets been for you?
I learn something new every day.
Every day.
That's
Good.
dope.
Great answer.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But I keep it 100. It doesn't matter. I feel like everyone just wants you to be honest. So if I can be honest, and I'll even say that, I'm like, if I know something I can tell you, I'm going to tell you. So I'm like not going to hide something from you. Like if you're going to jail, you're going to jail. Why am I going to lie about that?
What was your perception prior to getting on the job of policing? Have you had any good, bad experiences growing up?
Not any bad. I wouldn't say I had any good or bad. I mean, you just see what was in the news, but I was like, the news captures what it wants to because the bad stuff was selling, so they're going to keep putting that out, and it's not the case for everyone. Like, I'm pretty sure I did a paper in college that was like, police brutality is there, but it's not everybody. I was like, you can't go in thinking that everyone's going to act the same way because I'm like, that's not the case. Like, I was like, I have no reason to act that way. I was like, I can sit here and talk to you, get stuff squared away. You go on your way, I'll go on my way. Unless there's a need for you to be arrested, then obviously those things change. But again, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I never beat around the bush.
Nice.
Because then the thing is then they can't ever be like, well, she did this and this, or she said this. And I'm like, no, like, I told you straight up.
There's no gray area.
Mm-mm. And at the end of the day, if they don't like you, they're not going to like you. I could be the nicest person ever, but if you already come in not liking me, you're still not going to like me, even if I'm nice. So I'm like, I tell you, like, this is what it is. This is what it's not. These are your options. I'll let you choose. That's up
dope.
to you.
How's your family feel about you being on the job?
They're supportive. They're supportive but scared just because of, you
The
see
nature
the
of the
news.
business.
Yeah. Whether
I think for like a year on, like you figured it out in a sense.
yeah.
The fact that like that's what you observe.
Right.
It's pretty dope.
You can't be friends with everyone, but that doesn't mean you have to treat everyone like crap.
100%. That's pretty dope.
What do you think your niche is as an officer? What do you like to do?
I like right now I'm DUI. Like I hunt for DUIs
That's
just
dope.
to get those off the road.
Mhm.
A lot of them I try to result in traffic stops instead of me having to show up to a crash. So if I get you in a stop, then that prevents you from hitting God knows how many cars or you crashing into a Jersey wall or something like that. So
Fire.
I try to. That's like my niche right now to get the DUIs off the street
So
because
you're
of all
very
those.
proficient standard field sobriety testing.
Yes. I'm on top of those. It's like now that's constantly what I look for every time I go out on the street. Like that's what I hunt for.
Nice. Well done. What is that? How long is that arrest?
How long is that arrest?
Absolutely.
Like how long does it put you out? of
What's the
service?
process out on that?
Well, it's a lengthy process depending how the person is. I was like, whether they speak English or they don't, and I need a translator if a translator is available. If they speak English, but they want to do all the SFSTs, or they let me do 1 and 2, and then they don't want to do anymore. Or, because everything is like SFSTs. Do you want to blow in the PBT? No. Okay, I'm going to read you implied consent. Are you going to blow in booking? If not, you're going to the hospital and we're doing a blood draw. If we're doing a blood draw, I have to do a search warrant. Then I got to go back to the hospital, execute the search warrant. They draw the blood. I take you back to booking, do all the paperwork there. If you're going to blow in booking while there's a BA, they'll do all the stuff they need to do right there. I'll grab all my paperwork, start busting that out. But I mean, it's a lengthy process. And for me, I want to be as proficient as possible. So when it goes to court, it's like I did everything I possibly could to that there's no little gaps from me, like, well, you didn't do this or you didn't say this or how would he know? It's like, no, I explained it and I showed it and I asked him if he had any questions. He told me no. So you can't say now he didn't understand because he told me he did understand. And it's on my body cam because we constantly have our body cams rolling. And we have other officers. So I'm like, in reality, it's your word against your word. When you were drunk, you said you understood. So now you're sober and you don't.
You painted the perfect picture for a case.
You are squared away.
You slam dunked it. Well done.
Whew.
Up top. Don't stop.
Year on and you talking like that? Wow.
That's what's up.
You paid a lot of attention in class.
Yes. I'm a
Shout out
book
to
nerd.
your instructors.
Yes.
That was very impressive.
Yeah, my first one, I was nervous.
I was like,
Just put the fucking cuffs on. You're going.
You drink? All right.
You're
go.
going.
twist it.
Word.
Just go, dog. Like, stop.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot
Throw
going
some.
on here. Yeah, it was bad because I had this dude was riding a motorcycle and it was wet out. And this other guy came in head on and hit him. Like head on. Boom. The fucking bike went one side, his body was on like 100 feet away. I was like, oh my God, and it's just me. And I just got in the street. And I worked overtime. I said, yo, why the fuck do I got to get this on overtime? Bro?
Right.
Like, really?
Forever.
Forever. But it was crazy.
Well, like, yeah, because anytime you do a DUI stuff, like, and you bring them back to the district, what do you call them, districts? Precincts?
Magistrate's office is usually where we take them. We take them to booking, and
Or
then
like
they
your
have to
station
go
house?
Your station house.
Yeah,
What do
like
you call that?
booking.
No, your
Like
individual
where
station
you-
house. For roll call, what do you call
Oh, just the station.
that? Okay.
Yeah, we say that, but that's only if I'm going to do like search warrants and stuff. Like I'll be like, oh, hold me out at the station because that's where I'm
Do you
going.
go there for roll call or do you just leave your home and your
Oh,
tenant?
no. We go there for roll call and we'll go through and debrief kind of like what's going on, what's kind of the
Yeah.
big thing, is there anything we need to look for, maybe freshen up on some policy, pretty just like standardized stuff to make sure everyone's on the same page. And then like, does anyone have anything? No. Okay, get on the road and relieve the evening units so they can come off.
Do you have any funny, like, DUI stories?
Yeah, I
I
had...
always found funny people.
Well, it's more when they do SFSTs that I find them very funny. I had one guy, I was coming out on the street and I see this car like fly by and I was like, oh yeah, you're definitely not going the speed limit because I drive up and down this area all the time. So I come behind him and I start following him and I throw on my lights. And he speeds up, turns really fast right, turns really fast left into a parking lot. And then I'm like, okay, and I follow him in there and I have my lights
signals,
on.
Huh? How about that?
And I was like, oh, my lights. And then I like, get there and I'm marking out. I was like, oh, you know, I'm updated. This is where I'm at. He jumps out of the car and I'm like, whoa. I jump out of the car. I'm like,
now, when he jumped out of the car, what did you do? Did you see his hands?
Yes.
Did you
he
have
came
your hand on
out.
your
Well, that's
pistol?
the first thing I was looking for because I was like, that's all the difference of like, are you getting out and you have something and you don't?
Because if he jumped out, what was he articulating for you?
Right. Well, I was like, well, one, you're not complying because I threw on my lights and you just drove however you wanted to and made it when you should have stopped right where you were at. I don't know why you went all the way back here. And the minute he jumped out, like my tone switched over and I'm like, what are you doing? And then I told him, I was like, when I throw on my lights, you stop. You don't just go and do whatever you want to do. I'm like, you stop. And he was like, I don't understand, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, whatever. I called for my second. They came and they were
What did you do?
I talked to him there and then I was just like, okay, stay there. Like, I didn't want him to get back in the car because I'm taught once you're out, if I don't know what's in your car, why would I put you back in there?
Exactly.
So I'm like, stay
Did you
where
put
you
cuffs
are.
on him?
No,
Why
I didn't
not?
approach him. I waited for my second because we were taught not, if you can avoid putting on cuffs by yourself, do that. So to me, I was like, I can see him. I can see his hands. I can talk from the distance I'm at. If something changes, I still have distance to do whatever I need to assess what's going on.
You're utilizing time, distance, and cover right now.
Yes. And then I was like, once my second came, he came and he was like, why didn't you tell me he was out of the car? I was like, because I didn't feel that much of a threat. I was like, he was out, but he was listening because he stopped when I told him to stop.
He was complying.
Yes. So I was like, he's like, okay. So he had him put his hands on there. We talked, whatever. Once my second was there, we started talking to him, asked him the same thing. How many drinks have you had? 1. Okay. You sure? Was it only 1? Because everyone knows, usually people just say, I had 2 drinks.
That's
2
usually
drinks
the
is
go-to.
not 2 drinks.
Right.
So he said 1. I was like, okay. I'm like smelling this alcohol. I'm like, 1? Yeah, what was it? Heineken. Okay. Do you mind if I check your eyes? Sure. Check his eyes. I'm like,
And you're checking his eyes for what? What's it called?
HGN.
Okay.
So horizontal gaze nystagmus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all your...
It's nystagmus, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's that involuntary jerking of your eyes, and you can see it when people have alcohol. So
With the pupils, correct?
Yes. So when we're following his eyes, so like as they come across and they're hitting here, they'll bounce. And your eyes don't do that. If you're sober, your eyes should not be bouncing like that.
No,
and
I'm asking these questions, right?
Yes.
Because I do this shit.
Yeah. So which is fine. But so I was like watching his
My eyes
eyes.
are bouncing right now.
So I'm watching his eyes. I'm like, okay. I had all my clues there. All 6 of my clues. I was like, I was like, okay, I'm going to offer you this. I offer him the walk and turn.
Mm-hmm.
Same stuff. 9 heel to toe steps forward. Lead foot stays down. Series of small steps. 9 heel to toe steps back. Hands down at your side. Look down at your feet. Count out loud. Any questions? No. You understand? Yes. Once you start, don't stop. Okay, I got it. Okay, go. 16 steps. I'm like,
well done.
I said, I don't think I showed you that, but okay. And then he's like looking, and then he like stands there for a little bit, and he turns and he's staring at me. I'm like, are you done? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So then I just move on. So I'm like, okay, 1 leg stand. And this is the one that cracked me up. Explained it. Either leg, foot 6 inches parallel. You're looking down at your foot, counting out in the following 1001, 1002 until I tell you to stop. Hands down at your side, eyes looking down at your foot. Got it? Yes. Understand? Yes. Any questions? No. Okay, start. Starts Frankenstein walking.
Nice.
Counting out 1, 2, like literally like a Frankenstein walk. And I'm sitting there watching him go across the parking lot because he's in a controlled environment. Like he's not in any danger.
Enjoy it.
And I'm like watching
Yeah,
the
it's a comedy
time.
show.
And then I'm like, okay, you can stop. You want to blow in PBT? Yeah. Blows in it. 0.198. I'm like, 1 beer. 1 Heineken. What kind of Heineken was this?
All right.
Goes in booking. Blows higher in booking.
Oh,
So he
wow.
was on the up. And I was like, and he was driving how he was driving. So I was like, well, okay. I was like, that's good. And even when I was like talking to him the whole time, I'm just like, yeah, you're drunk. I was like, I know you're drunk. And I was like, and to me, also, the more you lie, I'm just like, you're not helping your case. Like, if you came and you're like, I had 6 shots, 2 beers, blah, 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 at least you're being honest with me. I'm like, you're still going to be arrested for DUI, obviously. But I'm like, at least you're being honest. I'm like, when you lie over something like that, I'm like, it doesn't matter. You're going regardless. So I'm like, why don't you just tell me that you had whatever? I'm like, you didn't have 1 Heineken. 1 Heineken is not going to make you blow a .198. Unless, I don't know what Heineken, wherever the hell he got his Heineken.
I mean, the ones over there are that strong.
Apparently.
That's actually
or maybe he made his own Heineken.
Actually,
It's a DWI.
yeah, DWI.
DWI.
How do I know that? I used to be a magistrate, just FYI.
No, that's great.
It's dope the way you broke that down. Like, clearly you paid attention in the academy class.
Squared away.
You got to be good.
Nah,
I want to be the best at
you
what I
and
do.
your instructors, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
were great.
That's dope.
That's huge.
And not only that, but like, think about all the countless people you saved that night. He could have banged into like 4 or 5 people, you know?
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
A big reason, and I hate to talk about it, but a big reason why we started this podcast, I got hit by a drunk driver.
Really?
Like, had you been there that night, maybe this podcast wouldn't be around. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, no, but that's dope, though.
Yeah, it's
we
crazy.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
we appreciate
absolutely.
what you do.
So your first year in the street, everything is pretty good. Good experience.
Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot. Got a lot
Dealt
of
with
great
any
officers.
irate people.
Yeah, I have the ones that you can tell, like, try to push buttons, but when I know you're trying to push my buttons, I'm just calm. I'm like, okay. Or I don't talk. I won't say anything. Like, if I'm trying to be nice to you and you want to blah, 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 I'm like, okay. And I won't say anything. Because then you get, like, I'm like, there's nothing for you to feed off of. So I'm like, I've had a drunk, and I was just holding him. Like, he was cuffed, and we were trying to talk to him. Like, he would have been able to just go in an Uber, but you always have the consistent ones that want to be, like...
Billy Badass.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cuffs it is. Like, you're going to go to jail. And they're like, hey, can you hold him? Literally just standing there, not moving. Literally just this stance. He's like, you're a little too tight. I'm like, I haven't moved. And he's like, yes, you have. And starts, like, freaking out. I'm like... So I'm like, I don't really know how that works. You're going to tell me something and I answer your question. Now you're mad at me. I'm like, okay. So I just didn't say anything. He's like freaking out. And there's other officers telling him she hasn't moved. Like, I was like, nothing has changed. But he had his cuffs and he kept moving. Well, they're going to hurt if you keep moving because you're moving awkwardly while your hands are like this and you're trying to turn and talk to everyone. And, you know, you're going to jail. Like, we're not trying to talk to you. You want to talk to everyone because you want to be social. And he ended up throwing up on himself in the car and stuff. And then he's like, oh, I threw up. I'm like, yeah, you threw up on yourself. Like, what do you, like, I'm not understanding. And I was just like, okay.
Last time we checked, handcuffs aren't built for comfort.
No. And they always act like we've never had them on us ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, do you know they're uncomfortable? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Who do you think we trained on in the academy?
That's
When people are smashing that bad boy on your bone, or it's not, like, coming and they just hit it and it doesn't even unlatch and go how it's supposed to. I'm like, we practiced on each other. They're not comfortable. They're not supposed to be comfortable. And if I can put a finger in to know that it's not crushing down, I'm like, you're fine. Instantly. When they're like, oh, it hurts, I'm like, no, you're fine. Like, I literally checked. I'm like, they're not ever going to be comfortable. And like, can you loosen it? I'm like, no. I'm like, what, loosen it so you can get out?
And
like,
one finger's
loosen it
good.
and- yeah.
Some officers give 2.
Yeah. So I was like, to me, I'm like, and that's usually
That
enough
sounds
space.
a little bit too much.
Wow. You know, I was just like,
Cut that out.
I was just like, you know what?
Cut that out.
It's okay. We're all grown.
He was on the roll. We let him go.
Ah, that was good. So, what else do you like to do besides police work? What any other hobbies do you have?
Hang out with friends. I like to hike.
Good.
I honestly have just been wanting to travel a lot.
Good
Because
for
I'm
you.
still in my early 20s that it's like, why not
Yeah.
go and see what's all out there?
Live your life.
Absolutely.
You gotta have outlets besides police work.
Agreed.
Well, you making good
Motherfuckers is
money.
pro police all day, every day.
Yeah.
Listen, go do your job, finish your tour of duty, and go the fuck home.
Yeah,
You know, do something else.
Travel, yeah. Why
Yeah.
not?
Word,
Traveling.
you young, living life.
absolutely.
Go
Tattoos.
shake that ass somewhere. Go have some
Tattoos.
fun.
I don't know about shaking that ass. I'll go get some tattoos though.
You don't like to dance?
No,
Why
I'm
not?
I'm not an ass shaker. I love music. I'll go out and have a good time. I'm
But you
just,
don't like to
two-step.
dance?
I don't, yeah.
You're
there we
two-step.
go.
Ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
yeah,
that.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom, boom. That's it.
What's your choice of drink?
What's my choice of drink?
Yeah.
I'm a beer drinker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I don't mind any. Honestly, I don't discriminate. But beer is kind of like
good
the
to know.
one thing that you can drink over a period of time and not necessarily get trashed. Like,
Right.
if I'm like, oh, we want to drink now, I'm like,
You
okay,
want to
well,
feel nice.
yeah,
You
I
wanna
can
have
keep
good
a
time.
nice buzz and just be like mellow. But it's like liquor is like, you commit, you're committed.
You committed tonight.
Yeah, I am.
But for the record, she's
Well
not
done.
driving.
No,
No, she's not
driving.
driving.
No
though.
driving.
She's
No
enjoying
driving.
herself.
She's
Hey,
responsible.
one of my neighbors.
It's a night off.
Yes.
Shout out to one of our neighbors around here. He gave us $100 beer off the chain, and it will get you wasted. So,
No, it put you where you need to be.
yeah, real
Put you where you need to be.
Wow.
Yes.
So, what do you see yourself for the next couple of years? Like, do you want to enjoy patrol? Like, is there any specialized units you think you want to go to?
I like patrol. I think I might like SVU, which is like more our special victims unit.
Okay.
So that's more into like serious domestics and stuff like that, just because I like the detective work done. And it's also like, it's nice to give a voice to people that may not be able to do that.
Powerful,
So,
yes.
I'm like, you don't like domestics, but it's like when it comes to those cases, it's like you fight extra hard for them to get the justice they need, whether that's protective orders or he or she needs to be convicted of something to actually understand, like, you should not be doing this.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing. So,
And the simple you being there telling them, like, listen, you got to get the fuck out of here
yeah.
today.
And if you come
Even
back,
if you can't lock them up that day.
yes.
Just protecting
Yes.
that individual.
Absolutely. Especially because it's not always as simple as when people are like, why don't you just leave? I'm like, it's not that
That's a
cut and
fact.
dry.
Right.
I'm like, it's just
Yeah.
not. Like, I was
It's an
like,
entanglement.
yeah. And I was like, especially if there's kids,
Yeah.
financial, whatever the case may be, it's not just a simple, oh, okay, bye. Like,
Some women
and-
just don't have the mindset to actually go through with it.
yes. And it says over time too, it takes like a certain amount of time for them to actually leave.
Right.
And I was
It
like,
does.
whether that's figuring out something or like separating from whoever the abuser is, or like even then we don't know what threats they're saying. Like, they might threaten family, they might threaten them, like coming to their work. So I'm like, it's one of those things that I'm like, it's nice. I like to help the people that don't have a voice. If I'm able to help those people, because, if they don't have a voice, it doesn't mean their feelings aren't valid. They just need someone strong enough to hold it down for them.
Absolutely.
Facts.
So I think that that's something that's just nice. And I had a great mother, strong, independent woman who raised me to be a strong, independent woman. So I'm not like afraid to face the music when it comes to holding my ground over something that matters to me.
Did you have both parents growing up?
Yes and no. Like, my dad was there, but it was more like
Mainly
my mom.
you and mom.
Yes. I'm a mama's girl.
Me too. I'm a mama's boy all day.
Yes. And
Same.
there's 4 of us. So she
Wow.
kind of raised all of us, sisters doing well, big job, has a home, fiance. I got through college. I'm here. Other brother in college, other one finishing up high school. Like, she's gotten us all through where we've needed to go and been there every step of the way. So,
Shout out to Mom.
yes.
Word. What was
Awesome.
What was that like for you growing up?
It was what it was. I mean, honestly, like, when you're young, it's one thing, but to me, I can't sit around and mope about something I couldn't change. It was just, I can take the tools I was given and be what I want to be and chase every dream I want and prove anyone wrong that didn't think I could get where I could get. Especially, like, I was told I wouldn't play college soccer. I played college soccer. I finished honor roll in high school. I finished honor roll in college. I finished early in high school and college. And I got my first job by 21. Like, my big girl job. So I was like, everything I've needed to do, I've been able to do. And to me, that's the best thing I can give back to my mom, who's been there for everything.
Where did that come
So
from?
dope.
What?
Did the drive come from seeing how
So dope.
mom bust her ass to get you guys through it? Or was it naturally like, yo, I gotta be something?
I think it was both. I think it was my mom fought so much to always have my back, especially when it's like when you're young and trying to figure out stuff, that over time I've been able to have a more like almost like a wiser outlook on stuff than most people my age.
Mm-hmm.
And even then throughout the years, I've always been told you're wise beyond your years.
Absolutely.
Because like she's always told us, you can either, whatever's happened to you, you can either let it define you or overcome it. And that stuck with me. I mean, up until this point, and it will continue to, that I'm like, I can sit here and do the pity party and poor me, or I can go out there and be like, this is what I want, I'm going to get it. And I'm not going to let you stand in my way. And if you don't like it, well, if you're intimidated, just say that. But it's not going to change anything. I'm still going to get what I want.
I love it. That's amazing.
It really, and I think I've gotten a good support system throughout my, like, journey or whatever, and the people that weren't meant to be. And there's none of those, like, hard feelings and stuff like that. Like, you're just too old to be, like, petty and holding grudges and stuff. Like, you know, you weren't meant to be in my life, and that's fine. I hope everything's going smooth in yours. Right. But I'm going to keep going the path that I want to, and everyone that's needed to be in my life around, like, through that journey has been there.
Do you have a relationship with your father now?
Yes. I love my father. He's always going to be my father, and I'm like my father. Like, I'm almost identical. I'm just literally the female version of him.
That's
Temper
dope.
and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I come across very calm. I can hold myself very well, but I also won't get played. They're not going to play me as something else. So I'm like, I'm nice until I'm not, is what I say.
I like that.
So, you know, if you're nice, I can be nice. You want to get nasty and you want to be scrappy and you want to do God knows whatever else, like, I'm not someone you're just going to push over and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm like, no, like, I'll hold my ground.
You can stoop to their levels.
Yeah, absolutely. In a respectful and a mature manner, but I can still hold my ground, that I won't be pushed over, whether that's rank, age, or anything. Like, I don't owe you anything.
I love that.
Fire.
Yo, please. Let me get, yes. 2 more. Yes. My man. I love your energy.
Yeah, you.
Yo,
about
you're
your business.
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
What's your mother's name?
Jennifer.
Mom. Shout out to Mama Jennifer.
Yes.
We appreciate you. And you got your big bros here because we don't play that shit.
Yes. And that's all you need. Damn. You need few people to get where you need to get, and those few can carry you very far. I had my mom, my siblings, and I was rocking with it.
You just need some real ones in your corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Exactly. And I feel like that's all, and that's all I attract. I was like, I have the good energy, good people, and if you're not a good person, eventually you're going to show your colors, and
Absolutely.
that's fine. And then you can show yourself the door.
Show yourself the door.
Show yourself. I ain't got to open it for you.
I got a quick question.
Get the fuck out.
And you know, in this time in patrol, right?
Yes.
Have you recovered any guns?
No.
No.
Any drug arrests?
Mm-mm. Actually, when I was in field training, here and there, because when we're in field training, they want you as much experience as possible. If a good call goes out, you're going.
The way it should be.
I've gotten to see like what PCP looks like, kind of that smell. I've gotten to see like different like oxys and stuff like that, and those are things you don't just see on a regular basis. And like, yeah, you can look it up on your phone, but like to actually see it, you're like, wow. Or to see the effects of it on someone else, you're like, oh, like that's
what
how you are.
classified drugs are those?
Which one? PCP and like Coke? They're Schedule 1s.
Bing bong. Yeah.
Those are the ones.
I love it.
She's
a monster over here. But you know what? I love it because from what you told me, you've come into a police culture that does everything right. You've been taught the right way.
Absolutely.
And just being the individual that you are, the morals and principles that you've been raised in, you're gonna flourish well in this department, in this line of work, because you do the right thing.
Yeah.
And you don't need you're not a yes person.
And articulate.
You're well mannered. You know how to conduct yourself. You don't need nobody to tell you, no, do this, do that. And I love that. Keep it going. I'm proud of you. That's a phenomenal thing.
That's
Keep
great.
that shit going.
Like, it's an honor to have you and You know, D, come on.
Watch how you say that, son. Say your full name.
I meant
Yeah,
Dylan.
yeah. Can you do that?
I
Yeah.
meant Dylan.
Yeah, say Dylan.
Because it's like the future of like the department is like, you know, so stupid.
Well, I think it's
Just
also
don't say
females.
the letter like that.
I think it's also just having like strong females
100%.
because it is a male dominated profession.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we aren't as smart, that we can't do anything that you're doing.
100%.
It's like, you know, we're your partners. So either you're going to trust us and you're going to have our back and you're going to let us be there for you, or you're not, but I'm still going to do my job. So I'm like,
Right.
It doesn't change anything, but
Right.
I think it's good when you have the strong females in the profession, because there is females that are a little more soft-spoken, but if they see those strong females, it's like, hey, like, it's okay to have your personality. It's okay to be like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm new, but you're not going to walk all over me. You might, whatever. You might be here for 13 years, but you are not, I don't owe you respect. I just met you. I don't know you. I'm like, you can tell me whatever. Like, I'm an officer, you're an officer. We all are wearing the same badge, aren't we? And I'm like, so to me, if you can talk to me and conduct yourself in a manner that is respectable, by all means. We can do this. We can bang it out. Let's, you know, we can finish what we need to do and be on our way. If you're just going to expect me to do something because I'm new, or I'm the female, or I'm whatever, because you're used to how it used to be, well, it's not how it used to be. We're now. And I'm like, and now there is females in here. So I'm like, we can do your job just as well as you can. So you have to believe that we can do that. I'm like, and if you don't, well, we're just going to prove you wrong again. So I'm like, it's one of those things that I'm like, it is good to have like strong females to hold it down. And then the ones that are still strong, but maybe just move a little bit quieter, it's good to have those too. I'm like, not all leaders have to be these outspoken ones. You have very good silent leaders too.
Absolutely.
And I mean, everyone brings something different to the table, but you actually have to be willing to take what's brought to the table. But me, and probably Dylan could say too, I know what I bring to the table, and I'm okay to eat alone. You don't want to sit here? That's fine. But if you want to, and we want to figure out what we can do, absolutely. All day.
Bread. Well said.
That's love.
Hey, yo, drop
She
another
spit some
bomb.
shit,
Shit,
man.
Fire.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
So listen,
What's up?
where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? What's on the vision?
Fucking
On the
captain.
vision board.
I've heard a few people say, I see you being a sergeant. And I wouldn't be against that. I do think it'd be nice to get into positions, because again, as a female, there's very few females in like your sergeant or lieutenants. It's not like they're not there, but it's nice to add more because it gives that little bit of variety too. And over the years too, whether that's been like sports, like soccer, I always love to teach or to pass on something. So it's like, oh, I'm new and I'm not really like, everything's new to me. Like maybe my touch isn't very good or I can't do this. And I was always like, you can, we're going to get you there. So it's like, as if I was to be a sergeant, I was like, I get to do that. I get to teach and kind of give them these things, but also be that person that they can be like, hey, like, Sarge, is this good? Or, hey, I want to talk to you about something. And I was like, I like that dynamic. I like how playing all the sports I have played over the years can come over to being at a department where you are a team. You have to work together. And that's how you get stuff accomplished. So I think I wouldn't mind becoming a sergeant over time. Obviously, I want to gain my experience, get my patrol, take classes, and just kind of build my wealth of knowledge, because I think that the more knowledge you have, like, it's kind of hard for people to, like, dismiss you or for you to get tripped up. Because I'm like, if you're smart and you know things, it doesn't really matter about all the other things. Just as much as, like, when people are really physical and aggressive, if you can talk them down. And then you don't have to get in every fight. Because I'm smaller structure, I don't have to fight everyone I come into, and I don't want to. So I'm like, if I can talk, hey, what's going on? Why do you feel that way? Okay, can we just talk about it? And slowly you can see, I'm like, everything can slow down. That I'm like, talking is everything. Communication is everything. So I feel like through my patrol, being in the community, the people I work with, like constantly communicating with all of them, and me just being a communicator in general, I feel like I can go very far in this career, whether that's a sergeant, a lieutenant, if I wanted to try to go for a captain or something like that, just depending where everything takes me. But I think a lot of it is just building as much knowledge as I can so I can be a resource for other people, that they can be like, oh, she's down to earth. I know I can ask her something and she's not going to make me feel dumb. She'll literally walk me through everything, and I could ask her 7 times, and every time she's going to be willing to help me.
Well done. She just dropped the mic.
You getting choked up on me?
Yeah. No, you're what policing culture needs.
It's that new era.
I appreciate you. That means everything. The world needs to hear that.
Absolutely.
It can't just be me and Dre.
No. You guys are great, though.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming and sharing.
Yeah, no
Any
problem.
shout out
That
you
was
want to give?
straight fire.
How can the world...
She was
She kept it going.
She kept it going.
You got to.
How can the world get in contact with you? How can we see you on social media?
I don't know. I don't know about seeing you on social media.
Well, that's
Like it.
okay.
She's in the shadows.
You got to be a little
Right.
sophisticated. You can't give
There
them
you go.
everything.
Ooh. Oh. Just a taste.
Just a
telling
taste.
you,
Just a little tip. She's a beast. All right. World. That was episode 112. I want to thank my sister, McKenna, for coming. She killed this shit. Yo, we need this. This is what the world needs to hear. This is what it's about. This is modern day policing. It's not the old school, not the old bullshit. This is modern day policing at its best, at its finest. And I commend my sister for doing her thing, and everybody else that's doing it, along with my sister Dylan. But this is what we bring to the table, y'all. Just phenomenal people. Everybody has a voice, not just ours. Dre.
peace and love. No, but seriously, that was beautiful.
Amazing. Arlington PD, you got a great one. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, don't fuck that up.
Word.
Don't fuck that up.
Don't
because
fuck
we
it up.
will recruit her and come up here.
She'll come to Baltimore City ASAP because we got it. You heard?
Quick, you know. Yeah.
Give a little quito.
You know what I'm saying?
Triple C.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
All right, folks, that's it. Episode 112. We love you. I want to thank my sister for coming out. Everybody stay safe. Keep squares out your circle. Keep working hard. Love you. We'll see you next week.
The views and opinions expressed on the Silverback Chronicles podcasts are those of the hosts, producers, or the guest appearing on the program. They do not reflect the views and opinions of the federal, state, or local government. This includes but not exclusive to the Department of Defense, Homeland, and the Baltimore City Police Department. The Silverback Chronicles podcast with Dre, Big H, and Triple C. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment.